Hello everybody, my name is Angie. Welcome to Jurassic Kingdom. Are you ready to have some fun? Okay, one more time. Are you ready to have some fun? Awesome. Now show me hands. How many guys like the dinosaurs? Good job. Okay, let me start the show.
Millions and millions of years ago, there were thousands of different types of species of dinosaurs that lived all across the world. Some of them walked on land, swam the seas, and made the skies their natural habitat. We're going to get this show started, you guys, right here from our fossil table. The first fossil I'd like to share is very cool, but before I tell you anything about it, we would like to hear from you guys. Shout out what you think this particular fossil looks like. Would you like to know our favorite answer? No matter what fair we play or what state we're in, our number one favorite answer will always be poop. But it's not poop, it is an egg. This egg belonged to one of our four-legged herbivores. It belonged to a Triceratops. Though we discovered Ceratops remains in a lot of shapes and sizes across the world. Some of their species could grow to become the size of SUV-sized vehicles and larger, depending on the regions of the world they were found and their specific shapes and sizes of crowns that would dictate how large they'd get, and of course, their different species of ceratops. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please put your hands together and help me welcome out our 2-month-old baby Triceratops, Miss Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
Sarah is on her way out to say hello to all of you. Once again, you are welcome to say hello to her. Again, all we ask is that you're kind and gentle with all of our babies, no matter how big or small. Now, while Sarah's on her way around to say hello, of course, you can see she's very small, but she's got a lot of growing up left to do. When she is fully grown, she'll be around the size of a Volkswagen Beetle. For us older kids out there, our punch buggy of dinosaurs here at Jurassic Kingdom. We have an additional baby for you guys to meet here today at Jurassic Kingdom. Please put your hands together and help me welcome out our little long neck to be, our Brachiosaurus baby Jack. Jack is going to start his rounds from the opposite side of the fence line. The babies will swap in the middle, that way you get to meet both and say hello to both babies. Jack, our little long neck to be, will inevitably become one of the largest land-roaming herbivore giants our planet has ever seen. The long-necked dinosaur is one of our favorites of all to find fossilized. Usually, their footprints. They left behind a very big impression on our planet. Quite literally, their footprints are so wide and so massive and deep. When we find their footprints, we can usually tell around how big they were and approximately how much they weighed by that single footprint. Now, of course, Sarah has a pretty interesting feature to go back to. As you can see, she has her 3 horns to look forward to growing into. Right now, they're little nubs at this point, but eventually, those 3 horns will be very long. She has 2 on the forehead, 1 across the beak line. Those 3 horns will allow her to defend herself, her family, her nesting grounds from predators that get too close. She can also use them for hunting purposes, much like Theo. She can use her horns to ram into trees to knock them down or uproot them from the base using her horns almost like a pitchfork. She can bring those trees down to their level to feed their families from up high and down low. Now, Jack had no problem reaching food from up high or down low whatsoever. Those long necks were very graceful and very helpful for gathering food. They could nearly eat 10 times their weight in food every single day. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we would love to keep our little ones out with you guys for the rest of the day. If you didn't get a chance to say hello, make sure you visit one of our upcoming shows. But for now, we're going to get them back inside for nap time. Everyone say bye, babies!
Bye, babies. Good job, babies. Side.
Next up on our fossil table is a completely different set of fossils. We discussed some herbivores, but now it's time to talk about our carnivores. The first fossil that we like to share from our carnivore section is a skull. This skull belonged to a dinosaur called Coelophysis.
Jason, no, Jason. What? No, Jason. Joker. Go back inside. Jason. No. Jason. Go back inside.
We did just meet one of our additional dinos here at Jurassic Kingdom. That was Joker, our Dilophosaurus. He's fully grown and he's a full-grown pain in the tail and not quite part of the show. His training did not go according to plan, as you can clearly see. However, he's a very good boy. He's done fairly well for today. We've only caught him drinking out of the toilet once.
Oh. Do you want to see more dinosaurs? Do you want to see more dinosaurs?
The next fossil from our fossil table is very cool. It is a hook claw. Now this hook claw belonged to a dinosaur called Baryonyx. Baryonyx was over 9 feet tall and around 30 feet long. They were primarily discovered around water-type areas, creeks, riverbeds, streams, lakes across the world, primarily because of this hook claw. It was actually called a gaff hook. This gaff hook was located on their top claws, hands. It would help them catch their primary food source, fish, hence all the water. Unfortunately, it helps us catch zero fish today, not that type of hook. Lots of dinosaurs had claws, some more specifically on the toenails, and you would know those dinosaurs best by the names of velociraptors. But before I continue on, I must make a special announcement. Remember, no sudden moves, getting up, running away, or fleeing the show area. My next guest is a little intimidating and a tad bit impatient, but you may recognize her from Jurassic World. Please put your hands together and help me welcome out our beautiful, slightly chaotic Velociraptor, Miss Blue.
Okay, Blue. Be nice, Blue.
Blue has come a long way to say hello to you guys today. And again, as always, you're welcome to say hello to her. Once more, we just ask that you're kind and gentle, no violence, but welcome her attitude. Now, while Blue's on her way around, let's talk Velociraptors. We know the basics about Velociraptors. We're not going to bore you with the same old details. We know that they are incredibly intelligent creatures, and we know they are very fast. But what they fail to mention on the beautiful silver screen of Hollywood is how loud these creatures can actually be. They have a singing voice, if you will, of nightmares. Unfortunately, she's not trying to serenade us with a pretty song. She's calling her friends. And I don't mean like a cell phone. I mean she's locating other velociraptors for miles and miles around. They hear the call. They know what it's for. Essentially, a dinner bell. She's letting her friends know that she sees a good-looking buffet out here and she needs help to partake in the meal. She couldn't eat us all by herself. They're pack hunters. But fortunately, we're going to be okay. She wouldn't take us all on by herself, and there are not a lot of velociraptors around to come flocking to her aid. However, what we have in close proximity is a lot of interesting animal activity. Being at the fair, you never know what you're going to get. Petting zoos, livestock, animal shows. So before she decides to jump the fence and make a meal out of our fuzzy neighbors, we're going to get her back inside.
Back inside, Blue. Let's
But
go.
with that one last big round of applause from you guys, please let her hear you for our beautiful Blue.
Let's go. Back inside, Blue. Let's go. Easy. Okay, go back. Go back. Guys, go back. Okay, easy. Easy now. Easy. You want a steak? I have a steak for you. Okay, easy. Yeah. Okay, good job, Blue.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have made it towards the end of our fossil table. But before we talk about our last two fossils, I have a question for all of you. Are we still having fun? That's what I like to hear. Now, these last two fossils belong to some of the biggest prehistoric carnivore giants our planet has ever seen. The first fossil I'd like to share with all of you is an enormous tooth, and it came from an enormous creature that used to live in our oceans, Megalodon. Megalodon was one of the largest sharks to ever exist, around 200 million years. But there are some people that believe it has the potential to still be in our oceans today. I would love to see one for myself, but not in person. Now, the only or closest living relative we believe to have around for a megalodon today is the great white. Great white, compared to Meg, is very small. Let's give you a quick size reference. By a show of hands, how many of you have seen a school bus before? Now, the great white shark can almost reach about the length of a school bus, from the end of the nose to the back fin. Some have been measured nearly at, and they were record-breaking great whites. Whereas Megalodon could nearly swallow said school bus whole. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have made it to our final fossil from the table. The last fossil we're going to share is a set of teeth. Would anyone like to take a guess at who they belong to? The T-Rex was an enormous creature, around 20 feet tall, weighing tons and tons. That's also why he did not fit in our car. But we'll do the next best thing. You've met a lot of our babies today. We have one last baby for you guys to meet. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please put your hands together and help me welcome out our 2-year-old baby T-Rex, Sparky.
Hi,
Sparky's on his way out to say hi to you guys, and as always, you're welcome to say hello. Once more, we ask you're kind and gentle, and hey, be mindful of his tail, for sure. Now, Sparky, I'm going to need you to do me a favor. I want you to look at all of these people and smile. Show them how nice you are.
It's nice.
Pearly whites, handsome face, the works.
No?
Younger generation dinosaurs. I've got one better. Let's do the selfie face. Good boy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, as you can clearly see, he is more of a puppy than an enormous dinosaur. But nonetheless, we ask that you are very gentle and, again, be mindful of that tail. Now, while Sparky's on his way around, let's talk about the T-Rex, because we gave T-Rex a bad reputation. Long ago, when we discovered T-Rex remains, we made them out to be this big, mean, aggressive monster. Could you blame us? Look at all those teeth. But we did discover those remains and study those remains a lot further to realize they're more so protective than aggressive. They're very protective over their young, their little ones. Baby Rex, they didn't have a lot of offspring, so they protected the ones they had. Down to the last tooth and nail was the motto, and they took the motto literally. Another thing about the T-Rex that we were slightly wrong about was making them out to be this big, mean, aggressive predator. We found out they are more so scavengers than predators. They're not quite built for the hunt. They're top-heavy and rather clumsy. If they trip, fall, or get stuck somewhere, they become the target. It's not a very good look for these guys, but they are highly intelligent creatures, nearly unparalleled senses, so they would wait for a small or more capable predator to track down its meal. They could smell that food from miles away. They would come in with bold color or obnoxious roars, thundering footsteps, scare them away, and take their food they had hunted. It wasn't very nice, but it was the only way he could survive. We don't do it anymore. There's plenty of food for him around. We also call that bullying nowadays. And of course, bullying is a big no-no. Now, talking about food and animals, how many of you guys have pets at home? By a quick show of hands. A good bit of you. As most of you would know, pets love treats. Cats, dogs, enormous green reptiles, they're all the same. But first, we're going to need a volunteer from the audience today to help us out with treat time here at Jurassic Kingdom.
Okay, I need a volunteer here. I need a volunteer. I need someone who's strong and brave. Okay, let me see. Sparky. Okay, Sparky, you know. You? Do you want to help? Okay. Hold the one like this. High, okay? No high. Front. Okay. Sparky, get the space. Okay. Okay, the other side. Okay, hey, no. Okay, let's go. The devil. Sparky. No, Sparky. The bomb. Here. The devil. Good job, Sparky. Good job. You awesome. Make some noise for Sparky. Good job, Sparky. Thank you. Okay. We have come to the end of the show. Thank you so much for coming to see us. Enjoy the rest of the night here at the fest. Thank you so much. And now we have the souvenir time. I have the Dino Bubbles, Unicorn Bubbles, and Dino Stuff. We accept cash and card in this time. Thank you. The next show is High Flying Players at 8 p.m.